from Abington Friends School in Jenkintown, Pennsylvania, this is the AFS News.
Oh, didn't see you there. Hello and welcome to AFS News, your source for everything AFS and beyond. I'm senior correspondent Josh Holland, sending you to Victoria Stitt with a story on the Trayvon Martin case and its effect on the AFS community.
Thanks, Josh. Casey Harris, a junior member of Upper School Pride, informed the student body in early April about the tragic story of Trayvon Martin. Thanks to Casey and other members of Pride, AFS is familiar with the facts. Trayvon was walking in a gated neighborhood wearing a black sweatshirt. George Zimmerman, a self-appointed neighborhood watchman, followed Trayvon, believing he could be a threat to the peaceful community. Then the story gets blurry and no one knows what really happened between Trayvon and Zimmerman. What is known that Trayvon Martin, a 17-year-old black male, was left dead. After a meeting for worship to honor Trayvon, many students and faculty were left unsettled by the messages so candidly shared. AFS News interviewed some members of the AFS community in search of the on-campus reactions to the Trayvon Martin case and corresponding meeting for worship. Freshman Dorian Corrine spoke during the meeting and sparked a wide variety of responses from the community. When asked about his first thoughts on the case, Dorian said, "Even though when you first hear about the case, it seems that Zimmerman is this terrible person, the news can be incredibly wrong, or it can be right. So I never make assumptions based on the original information I'm given." It seems that many students felt that they needed to do more research about the case after hearing the information given by the initial news coverage. It was a necessity for these students to understand both sides of the case. When asked about her reaction to the meeting for worship, senior Meta Ghosh said, "I think everyone's opinion was valid, but there were bad reactions after the meeting for worship. Everyone should be more respectful of people's opinions." She continued by saying, "Personally, if I have an opinion, I will share it. But when we make general statements that this community is a safe place, I disagree with it because I know people who feel very unsafe sharing their opinion." When asked about his thoughts on the meeting for worship, freshman Austin Levin said, "The meeting for worship should have been a time to honor Trayvon Martin instead of making it a debate about who was right and who was wrong." And later stated, "I feel that sometimes in this community, we judge and don't listen to what people are saying. I think what we should be doing is being accepting of anyone and what they say about these race issues." The Trayvon Martin case was clearly a controversial topic that sparked notable tension in the AFS community. However, it seems that students found a common ground in believing that AFS can be a safe place, but there is still work to be done in the realm of being able to understand and accept everyone's varying opinions. And now to Laura Gasitz with a story on cyberbullying.
Thanks, Vicki. An issue that many students are unaware of that affects even our AFS community is the problem of cyberbullying, which has grown immensely in the past decade and has caught the nation's attention. Although laws have been proposed and passed since 2007 combating cyberbully perpetrators, the government has grown more serious when dealing with this problem. Our generation has been most impacted by this issue, and the severity of it has even been portrayed in the past MTV commercials. In response to cyberbullying's influence on this generation, last year's AFS faculty and students organized a cyberbullying awareness group in which discussion was centered on different types of cyberbullying and ways to handle the internet harassment. Senior correspondent Victoria Stitt interviewed a victim of cyberbullying who chose to remain anonymous to tell us about her experience. She recalled that she was cyberbullied in different ways, but one memory involving a Facebook application, Honesty Box, stood out. One bully told her, quote, "Hopefully by the time you read this, you will be dead." The victim in this case stated that cyberbullies love things like Honesty Box or FormSpring because they can hide. They believe that they will never experience the repercussions of their words. Cyberbullying follows the victims into their homes, which was once a place of refuge during traditional bullying. The effects of cyberbullying, such as lowered self-esteem, social anxiety, and depression, are just as deep as traditional bullying. Luckily, this student remained calm when responding to these messages, and although they had hurt her and remained to hurt her this day, she has recovered. This anonymous source ended her interview with saying, "Bullies just want to feel like they are in power. Never let anybody take power over you. Strive to be the strongest person you know, and never let somebody tell you otherwise. You hold the most power over yourself, and it is your job to make sure nobody else takes that away from you." And now, to Jesse Doherty with a story on Cakes for Cancer.
Thanks, Laura. The Kicks for Cancer soccer tournament to raise money for melanoma research was held in the Hollow Gym for the third time this past March. The charitable event exceeded its goal for the second year in a row, and the success can be credited to the event's founders, Christina Furlong, Kelly McGlynn, and Ellen Carney, all members of the class of 2011. Christina came up with the idea of Kicks for Cancer 3 years after her father had passed away from melanoma. She wanted to honor her father in a way that matched who he was and what would make him happy. Ray Furlong always came to soccer games to support his daughter and her friends, so Christina organized a soccer tournament to raise money for melanoma research. The slogan across the shirt sold at this year's tourney was, "Ending melanoma is our goal," and the work of Kelly, Christina, and Ellen has certainly taken strides toward doing just that. Here are some interviews collected from the event from tournament participants to the founding members themselves.
I chose to do a tournament because it was for a good cause, and I love it playing a tournament. The reason I love playing in it is just how much fun we have.
I mean, I don't understand anything about soccer, but I think it's a cool and fun thing to do, so I really enjoy watching it. It's really exciting and fun. I'm not necessarily the most skilled player in soccer, so it's not as much fun for me to play, but it's enjoyable to be with my friends on the court and be playing against people who I know.
It's a great cause. All the money donates to Fox Chase Cancer Center, and everybody has a great time.
Anna McPeak doesn't play soccer. She scored. I'm so proud of her, and she's having a blast. So it's just great for her.
Yeah, and like on my team, I bring some girls from my club team outside of school, and they get to meet some people in our community, and we have a great time playing other teams. So it's fun. The benefits that we've given to the Cancer Center have grown substantially each year. So
this is
it's really
only our
exciting.
third year, and we've already gone up so much every year that it's just amazing.
When I was 16 years old, my dad passed away of cancer. It was an unexpected thing. No one really knew. So when he did pass away, and then the community found out, it was just the community was very open and everything.
Yeah, I think it was just we wanted to raise money, and then we decided we wanted to do something in his name, and we're really excited that it happened when we weren't even at AFS, and so it was really great working with kids who were working with Jesse and Alexa and Christian, because it was this was something that we really cared about, and they cared about it too, coming from what we started. So I think we wanted to raise as much money, but also we were just happy that it happened this year.
First year we were surprised
how much we raised and how many people showed up.
And then second year we just set the bar for $3,000, and that was more than reached.
One thing that was great is just how much people respond. We send out a letter every year to the AFS community saying, this is the tournament, this is what we started, and this is what we're raising money for, and we always get awesome responses from volunteers and donations and stuff.
And now to Ellie Williams with a student spotlight story.
Thank you, Jesse. South Carolina, Baltimore, Texas, and Virginia Beach. Those are just a few of the places Erica Bradley has traveled pursuing victories in cheerleading competitions. Erica is an active junior who participates in many clubs and activities in and out of school. Perhaps one of her greatest commitments and passions is cheerleading, a competitive sport she has participated in since the 6th grade. She began with recreational cheering for football teams, and then tried out for a more competitive division. However, her interest and ability led her to a more serious relationship with the sport, and she became one of the 1.5 million participants across the nation who cheer in the heralded All-Star division. After all of this growth and gaining of experience, she now finds herself at the Spirit Explosion Gym, where she practices for around 8 hours a week. When Erica told me that she has competitions nearly every week, I wanted to know what it's like to travel so much.
It's fun, but it's a lot of work to catch up on. But at least my teachers know that where I am, and I'm not just trying to skip school and not do my homework.
While it may be hard to balance her time between school and cheering, Erica manages to pull it all off as a very dedicated and gifted student. Between 3-hour practices, conditioning, and creating close bonds with her teammates, Erica and her team managed to win the National Cheerleaders Association competition, one of the biggest events in the sport, held in Dallas, Texas. In this sense, Erica ended on a high note, as she plans to stop cheering to focus on commitments in and outside of school, but will pick it up again in college. I asked her how she felt about this temporary separation from the sport she loves.
I was just thinking about it. It's really sad that I'm going to stop, but it's really hard to stay with my work and cheer at the same time. But I'm going to pick it up back up in college and do like private lessons to keep my skills up.
With such success early in her cheering and academic career, you can certainly expect big things from Erica wherever she decides to take her talents. For those who hope to be a cheerleader in the future, here are some words of encouragement.
Yeah, it's definitely really fun, but you should also think about the time commitment and how much money it is to put forth into this type of activity.
The Avengers is the most recent blockbuster hit in the world of Hollywood entertainment. This superhero movie has been the biggest premiere weekend hit ever, raking in over $200 million in North America alone. This movie combines 6 of our favorite superheroes, following Captain America, Iron Man, Thor, Hulk, Hawkeye, and Black Widow, as they try to stop the evil Loki from using his extraterrestrial army to take over the entire human race. Rather than trying to focus more heavily on any one specific character, writer and director Joss Whedon has constructed the Avengers as a balanced ensemble. In addition to every hero getting at least one eye-popping action sequence, all of the characters are fully fleshed out and given an arc to work with. Whether it's Captain America's struggle to adjust to the modern world, Thor's guilt about his brother, Iron Man's egotistical single-mindedness, or even Hulk's fear of his own power. Even Black Widow and Hawkeye, who had been largely minimized in their previous on-screen performances, have had backstories that tell us more about them as characters in the flick. Now to Josh with a preview of the 2012 Summer Olympic Games.
Thanks, Anna. This summer in London, athletes from every corner of the earth get the chance to represent their countries on the biggest stage in sports, the Olympic Games, while the entire world watches. Their lives culminate to this moment, and for many, this is all they know. But the Olympic Games are more than a sports fan's early Christmas. They are a time of peace and unity between the countries of the world, a time to forget animosity and bask in the cultures of humanity. Warring countries put aside their differences for 3 weeks every 2 years and participate together in the Olympic Games. It creates a window clear of any religion, racism, and hatred, providing the world with a show of peace. The International Olympic Truce Foundation created a list of goals specific to the Games, encouraging political leaders to act in favor of peace and passing those ideals on to the young people of the world. Everything about the Games, from the logo to the opening and closing ceremonies, promotes unity and serenity, something that Abington French certainly knows a lot about. The trademark Olympic rings logo represents 5 colors: red, blue, green, yellow, and black, at least one appearing in every country's national flag. They are linked together to show a bond that is as everlasting as the Games themselves, which date back to ancient Greece, where the Olympic truce was first founded. Different organizations across the globe have sprung up and are active at all times, from martial arts for peace in Afghanistan to peace poetry in Britain. The Games unite a flame of pride within every citizen of every country, inspiring many to compete for their nation. Few countries have received the success that the United States has reaped in their Olympic history, but every one experienced the same passionate rush when native athletes hoist their country's flag atop the podium. This summer in London, the Olympic Games will shine for 17 days, casting a light of peace and leadership across the world, while reflecting gold, silver, and bronze on the faces of all. I'm Josh Holen, and on behalf of the AFS News Show, go well. Bum. She's got a smile and it seems to me reminds me of childhood memories, where everything was as fresh as the bright blue sky. Alright, Tommy, you're the oldest. Count on me.
She's got eyes of the bluest skies, as if they thought of rain. I hate to look into those eyes and see an ounce of pain.
Nice vibrato, buddy. Alright, Alice, here we go. You're flat. You're so flat. I can't even understand what you're saying. You only look good while you're singing. $2,000 a week for us lessons, that's what we get. Alright, I'm gonna say it with the solo here. Bow wow, I'm Derek, and I can sing high like this. And I can sing high. Whoa, sweet love of mine.